welcome back to another episode of Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. Okay, we are here. Let's find something. What the fuck is this? We need to go to the cemetery. So beautiful. Oh, I mean, even the lighting effect in this room is beautiful.
We must allow the Witcher to ply his trade.
Yeah, I mean, you should just leave me to my job, and you guys be your knight. Let's see how we get there. We need to go to the cemetery outside of the town. So, okay, gonna come here and put our horse. Hi, Roach.
Let's go! Shoot, dum da re re shoot.
Sir! A letter for you, sir!
Letter? Who from?
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
Here. And thanks.
No, sir. Thank you. And I truly hope I'll be of service again.
Dearest.
I suspect weighty affairs, rather than merely the wine festival, have drawn you to Toussaint. Perhaps you'll find time to probe a certain matter in spite of this. I recently came across the mention of one Professor Moreau, a scholar in Beauclair, who conducted research into Witcher mutations. Though the details are rather murky, as is the location of the scholar's laboratory, his journal could contain more information. It lies buried with him in his tomb. I enclose a map I found in the book I happened upon. Though less than completely legible, I trust it will prove useful nonetheless. I felt this matter could prove of some importance to you, thus I dispatched this letter without delay. Whatever you decide, please take exceedingly good care of yourself. Your Yen.
A professor who studied Witcher mutations. Might actually be worth looking into.
A smashing place we have.
Of course.
Wine by the barrel.
Let's save the game first. Save game. Okay.
Duchessa Anna Henrietta.
Faster.
I think Toussaint would look even more beautiful at night. Love you, Yen. We'll see you soon. After I get through this story, we'll meet again.
Hey! You grey-haired chit!
I probably shouldn't be moving inside this place. It's like very narrow streets.
Shoot the beast, you a spy! Tell the commander! Be spry!
Beautiful city. Would love to live here.
Mary had a little lamb whose
Let's go.
face was white.
Letter
Hey
about
there.
Jennifer. Wow, we already read it. I don't like cemeteries, but I think that's a
Regis.
job.
Could have picked some other place to meet.
No, he can't.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be. Gotta be another way in around here.
I already read it. Why? Is that going on? Love letter. Okay. Yeah, I should supposed to be reading all of them. Tell the wife has unfinished book. Please journal. Good. Oh, there are so many monsters here. I know it. It's never gonna be anything good. Come on, guys. Let's do this.
Show me what you got.
We need to find an entrance. It's locked. Maybe this way? Here. Oh man. Okay.
What now?
You monster. That fiddle.
What are these? Insect. Good enough.
that.
Yeah, I would need that. I know I need food. Okay, very cute. Ooh. Come on.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out, but Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kermoran, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Detlef was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Detlef's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the Elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were culled to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
This hand is gonna move. Oh, yeah, it is gonna move.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Oh, I love meeting an old friend. Let's drink.
Rarely
Why
say
not?
no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer
What
to
did I
keep
do?
to himself?
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask indirectly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
What's it like being dead?
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Wow, that's
Can't
like a
have been
classic
alive
human
then.
imagination of
Sheesh,
death.
experience like that must be vicious.
And
Indeed,
vampires feel...
it's hard to compare to anything I know.
Okay.
Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Something you want to
All
know
right,
about
give you
Geralt?
one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
I don't know. I sincerely don't know. Geralt may not even like to be a witcher, but... That's
See,
me.
Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Yeah.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
I know it.
Thank you for
Just
being honest.
like I like to
Honesty
be
is an attribute of
entrepreneur.
the truly brave, and thus a
That
privilege of
excitement-
the very few.
Just nothing can compare
Still
to it.
no sign of
Although
your
the
winged
frustration,
friend.
nothing can
Sure it
compare
understood
to
what
it
you
as
wanted?
well, so-
Dead certain. Let's wait a
Yeah.
bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Maybe only just my start was a bit frustrating, but being an entrepreneur is like being an adventurer, like Garrett. So that's why I understand his life. Well, I can't say I really understand his life, but I kind of relate to him in many ways. That's why I need to get him to his retirement. That's what every entrepreneur wants as well. They
Ever
want
vigilant,
to
even in
retire
his
at some
sleep.
point.
Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely
example, if
certain
you
they don't
ask,
administer a few of our genes during the trial of the
Elon
grasses?
Musk, if he wanted to live forever, he would tell you that he didn't want to live forever. One life is enough. The reason why was because there's too much frustration for an entrepreneur in one life already. You know, we're all tired at some point. Okay. Even in sleep, vampire-like as certain sometimes
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the whites survived, entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct. And a curse. In one place. That a coincidence? Or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Oh,
Spoons.
what?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Okay. Letter about Yennefer. Why is it still up there? I read it. Okay, I read it. Oh, map of Toussaint. Where's the letter of I want to, go home, but is there something to it? Let's see. Where's my home? This monster contracts. So this is a palace and cemetery. And this is the Y. There's a vineyards here. Maybe I can go there. Let's go there. Let's see. And then I come back for the Y. It's never too late to go into the venture. So we just go to this. Why can't I read the letter about Yennefer? What the heck? Let's just save first. Okay. Let's see whether I can go home first. I want to give Garrett a home, although Garrett said he liked the feeling of being a witcher, or I make him to say that. Anyways, he needs a home. Okay.
Who would have thought? Knights trading in wine
I think
while
we
some witcher
need,
guards.
like a quest to get there. No place at home. Yeah, this is where we gotta go. We need to go home.
The days pass. The pile of work
Let me save first.
is descend.
Welcome home, sir. I am Barnabas Basilfauti. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as Major Domo of Corfu Bianco. I previously served with distinction at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands.
You are in good hands.
Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cutpurse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years.
That's what I mean.
Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it.
He's a nice person.
It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Okay.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great-aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going, and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to major domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
Major domo family.
The days pass. The pile of work remains.
The Dutch is small, but do you know any who's not heard of our
The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasure.
Nice of her.
Oh.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
Okay, so the greenhouse is where you stay.
Sure, go on. Drink up while you're young.
Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially in spring.
Don't look at all bad now either.
Very beautiful.
Now I shall sink you a song. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days.
You are a wine taster as well. Good.
Wolf himself.
Major domo.
Nice well. Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Boleus ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs.
Oh,
To numb the
that's
pain,
fun.
he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
That's nice. I mean, every story in this land has like a nice touch to it.
Monsieur Boleus' wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it
we
to
will
its
restore
former
it,
glory.
don't worry.
And once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation.
We will restore it.
Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here.
We will
One might
restore
say
this one
their
as well.
aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
I mean, this is a good place for a date. It's very sweet.
I've a daughter, you know. She's fit to wed. Oh, so fit.
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work, and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
Good.
Such damning wages there. Why, they bake bread out of acorns and have never so much as heard of wine.
The home needs to.
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Boleus' time, wine was kept here, but Baron Russell used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which...
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
Let's go, let's go. No place like home.
As you can see, the facade is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it, a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
I like your humor, Garrett. Let's go in.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom.
Oh,
On the right, the dining hall and kitchen.
We need to.
Upstairs,
decorate
you shall
here.
find
I
the
need to go
guest
get
room,
money for
currently
vineyard.
used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will together devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfo Bianco is a beautiful estate. One must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service in the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling. Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Been thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
Yeah. Never mind. I will go find
Need
the
to think it over
coins
some.
and
I understand, of course.
we will have a
As the
beautiful home.
Venerable Lady Eve Knibli would so quaintly put it, the rash oft contract rashes.
So long, so long.
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
So his name is BB. Wow, he's quite know how to BB around. Strong glory. Look at this place. Oh my goodness. It needs a lot of work. A lot. And this is our dining room. Let's see our bedroom. What? I don't want to comment. Yeah, you need a better house. Yeah. This is the second bedroom for Siri, maybe? Here. Okay. Cooking. Kitchen. Okay, so this is... Yeah. We need to go find coins here. Coins. A lot of coins. So this is where we're gonna live. After we retire. Look at this small river here. How fresh.
Here, kitty, kitty. Wow. Here, kitty, kitty.
Okay.
Wow.
We have to go somewhere else. Dog and cat. There are lots of pets. Okay. We need to go find that monster there. We can't stay at home forever. La cage of food. Look for the ones there. 39. I can't go there. It's like 35. Maybe turn and face the strange. Search for Moria's grave. That is 10. Giuliani. Let's go see you, Giuliani.
Ollie, Ollie! Accent free!
I hope you're fine. But I can't guarantee it.
Witcher, I've a matter of prime urgency and import. I must speak to you.
Your wound. Feeling better?
It's healing splendidly, though I am to avoid trouble for some time. To be frank, that is precisely why I wish to speak with you.
Want me to stand in for you? Take on some trouble on your behalf?
That could very well be the case. You see, there is a maiden, nay, a lady. I suspect someone's cast an ill spell upon her. A curse, perhaps.
What makes you think she might be cursed?
I mean, he's a handsome knight.
You must keep all I say to yourself, I beg you. I would never dare to be so indiscreet normally, yet I'm troubled about her, for her. Vivian shuns the company of others. Though the fairest maid at court, she keeps men at a distance. I thus determined I would resort to trickery.
Trickery? That even befitting of a knight?
In war, yes. And what is love if not battle? As it were, one evening I crouched in hiding outside her seamstress's home. As Vivian emerged from it, I too emerged, ever so gently but convincingly collided with her, then promptly offered to escort her home. She consented. At first, all augured well. I proposed a more scenic route. She agreed. I made kindly forays into conversation, and she even began to respond as we neared the end of our route.
Then suddenly,
mid-speech, from her mouth there flew a most hideous shriek. I stopped stone cold in my tracks while she turned red, then promptly ran off. I did not give chase that time. I attempted to approach her on several ensuing occasions, to learn what had happened, for I feared she had become entangled in some trouble. I noted that often, come night, she ventures into the woods, where I've seen her walk about a glade near a pool. I've striven on occasion to follow her, but lost track each time. It seemed then she'd melted into the air.
tell me more about Vivian. Who is she? What's her story?
She's Her Enlightened Highness's lady-in-waiting. Her mother was a lady-in-waiting, her father a knight. That is all I've learned, for the Duchessa grows angry when asked about her. Vivian spends her days within the palace walls. Yet we are in luck, for she has been named the tourney's patroness this year. Thus, each participant will be granted an audience with her.
Got a problem then. See, I'm not a participant.
You are now.
I've devised a solution already. You shall take my place in the lists and thus gain the chance to speak to her. I was looking forward to winning the tourney, very much so. Yet for Vivian, I am prepared to sacrifice anything.
Fine, I'll look into it. Gotta admit, piqued my curiosity.
I shall be forever in your debt. Now, we must ensure you are not eliminated from the tourney before you can meet Vivian.
Yeah. I need to get him look handsome again.
Meaning?
Could you show me how you shoot, ride and fight, perchance? And you must learn the tourney rules, know how to apply them in practice. I did not mean to suggest I doubt your abilities. Everyone must train, even a witcher. Besides, the tourney contests must surely differ, require skills you don't usually apply, races above all. The choice is yours. Where shall we start?
Target practice?
Marksmanship. Feel I need to do some shooting.
Come with me.
Okay, let's go.
The marksmanship contest shall pit you against another for the best time and score. He who hits all his targets first wins.
Hope my aim's as good as that Cupid's who shot you.
Sometimes when you speak, I miss the meaning entirely.
Oh.
Hit the red targets!
As simple as that. So... what? Shoot at 6 targets. Okay. Time remaining. What? I don't... Oh, finally. Oh. No.
Once more?
Sure.
Gladly give it another try.
Better this time? Where is my aim? I mean, where the fuck is my aim? I can't even see it. I think I just can't see my aim. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I'm not shooting it correctly.
Once more?
Another time.
Done enough shooting.
Where to now? If you wish to know my thoughts, were I you, I would train on the race course ahead of all else.
Trained enough, I think. High time we saw to your Vivian.
She's not mine. Not yet. Now you must go to the inscription tent. Honor and glory are all true and good, but your scrolls must be in order.
Okay. Okay. Oop. I need to go straight. Totally. Do it now.
What a brute.
Cigarro is better. Okay.
That's the
General permanentation, hair rejuvenation. Welcome, my good sir.
Need a bit of grooming.
Oh, grand. Okay, okay. Okay, I have not been playing Gwyn for like about a year or so. I won't be very good at it, but
Gwent, maybe we could play around.
I have not been playing it for a year.
Permanentation, hair rejuvenation, dandruff annihilation.
Yeah, I have not been playing for choose. They are all very good ones. Maybe this guy.
Thought I knew them all. Guess I was wrong. Must be a one-off. Message on the back, signed by a certain Count Monnier. Invitation to a tournament. Interesting.
Huh. Why, the prophet's hands. A witcher.
Huh. I guess I'm still good at playing, so next time I will be playing more.
I pledge my love to win the tournament with your name in my lips.
But what is another night proves victorious? Many a valiant man has entered the lists this year.
Then I pledge to remain silent and not remove my helmet until I
Beautiful.
Welcome, welcome. Tell me what you'd like.
Bartender. You know.
A round of Gwent, maybe?
Wrong timing. Sorry. Oh man. You're gone. Do the overkill. Yeah, we need the money because you know we need to decorate our home.
Did you guess, our sweet shining
Okay,
sunshine?
so this is for this episode. We played 2 rounds of Gwent already. So, see you guys soon again in Tucson.
Right and fitting, Witcher.